John Mayer released a song in 2013 called Love is a Verb. Now, whatever you think about John Mayer, the person, his personality, his songwriting, his lifestyle, we can just bracket that just for 1 second and just focus in on this song title that he's given us, because I think it's a kind of a provocative title because it can fly in the face of some of the more conventional wisdom that we might have received about what exactly love is. It's a pretty amorphous word when we don't really know if we can pin it down. When we look to our Catholic tradition, we see one of the great definitions of love coming from none other than St. Thomas Aquinas, who is building off of the thought of Aristotle. And St. Thomas's definition can be summarized as to will the good of the other. Now, the key word there is will. Love must be demonstrated. If you say that you love someone or something, it implies that you're going to do something about it. Love cannot merely exist just in our minds. It's not just merely this strong emotional desire. Love implies action. And so, as strange as it might be, I think St. Thomas Aquinas and John Mayer are kind of on the same page here. And to back this theory up, we can look to our Catechism, the Catechism of the Catholic Church, in paragraph 1827, where it shows us the power of love and its importance. It says that the practice of all virtues is animated and inspired by charity, which binds everything together in perfect harmony. We practice the virtues of temperance, prudence, justice, fortitude, not merely for their own sake. They're all pointing to the way of love. Charity or love is the only thing in this life that exists for its own sake. It is our one and final end. It should be the road that we walk on and simultaneously the destination. Because the whole point of this earthly life is to be conformed to Christ. And if Christ is God, which he is, and if God is love, which he also is, then we can be confident that if we walk the path of love, we will grow closer to our Lord. St. Paul tells us in the letter to the Corinthians that we can have a multitude of heavenly gifts given to us by God. But if we don't have love, we are actually relegated to a resounding gong or a clanging cymbal. That essentially means that everything that we say or do becomes unintelligible because they're clouded in sin rather than cloaked in love. When we see the ultimate way in which love was demonstrated, we don't have to look any further than the cross. Because it is on the cross where Jesus actually acted out the love that he had for us. His life didn't merely consist of saying how much he loved us. He demonstrated it, and he demonstrated it in a brutal but total way. Greater love has no man than this, than to lay down his life for his friends. So if you're searching for ways to grow in this virtue of charity, grow in this virtue of love, my humble suggestion, and I'm no expert, but is to become a little bit more active. Start doing things. Volunteer at your parish. Visit our Lord in the Blessed Sacrament. Do something that's not expected of you. If love exists in the will, then we can be confident that we will grow in this virtue if we routinely and joyfully practice it every day. All the while knowing that we can do none of this on our own. We're merely stewards, and our task on this earth is to proclaim and to express his love into the world.